And that everybody is why the little clicker in my hand is the most powerful tool in modern human history. Thank you. Thank you all so much. You've been a beautiful room.
Bravo. Bravo. Amazing. The empty room loved it.
Alex, how long have you been sitting there?
Long enough to hear you thank an empty room. I clapped because I felt bad for you. The chairs were not clapping back.
Okay. First of all, the chairs were emotionally clapping. Second, I was practicing. And third, hello everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 33. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Alex, the man who claps for empty rooms. Today's topic, presentation power.
Yes, and I have to confess, I've been addicted to this presentation clicker all morning. I click it when I'm not presenting. I clicked it to order coffee. I clicked it at the microwave. Click. Nothing happens. I click again.
She's been doing it for 3 hours. It's a problem. If you hear a click in the background today, that's not editing. That's Sophia.
It's satisfying, okay? But before we go deep, I have to explain why today's episode exists. Because normally, this week was supposed to be the small talk episode. Alex, tell them?
Yes, you promised. Small talk. The elevator story. I was ready. I polished the elevator story.
And we will do it. I promise. It's coming. But then, on Tuesday, Alex called me with a voice that sounded like a man who just saw a ghost in a meeting room. And the ghost was a presentation.
It wasn't a ghost. It was Mark, my manager, from the salary negotiation episode. He called me into his office and said, "Alex, the quarterly results are great, and since you own this project, I want you to present the results to the whole team. Next Friday, 10 minutes.
And what did you say?
I said, "Absolutely. Happy to," because in that moment, I was a professional. And then I walked out of the office, went to the bathroom, and looked at myself in the mirror and said, "What did you just agree to?"
The bathroom mirror meeting. Every professional knows the bathroom mirror meeting.
It's my first real presentation in English, Sophia. In my language. I can present. I can be funny. I can be smart. I can make people laugh. In English, I become a slower, more serious version of myself. Like Alex, but with buffering.
Alex, but with buffering. That's exactly the feeling. And I want every listener to hear this. If you have ever felt smaller in English than you are in your own language, this episode is for you. Because today, we're going to build Alex's presentation together. Live. And by the end, he will be ready. And so will you.
That's the promise? I'm ready by the end of this episode?
Ready. Confident. And slightly dangerous with a clicker.
I don't want the clicker addiction. I've seen what it does to you.
Fair. Okay. So, presentation fear. Let's start honest. How do you feel? Right now? When you imagine standing in front of your team?
Honestly? My stomach does a small dance. Not a happy dance. And my brain starts saying things like, they will judge your grammar. You will forget everything. You will say a wrong word and become a company legend for the wrong reasons.
The wrong kind of legend. Remember Alex's presentation? The potato one?
Please don't connect potato to my presentation. Potato stays in the chair. She's not coming to work.
She's not invited. Okay? But here's the thing that always makes people feel better. The fear of speaking in front of people is not an English problem. It's a human problem. There are studies that say people are more afraid of public speaking than of death.
Wait. Really? More than death?
More than death? Which means at a funeral. Most people would rather be in the coffin than give the speech.
That's the darkest joke you've ever made. And I laughed too much.
It's a classic joke. But think about what it means. Your fear is normal. Native speakers feel it too. Your boss feels it. Even people who look confident on the outside are doing multiplication tables in their head to stay calm. You are not weak. You are human with a microphone.
A human with a microphone and a sweaty hand. Remember the sweaty hand from the negotiation episode? It's back. It never left.
The sweaty hand is part of the brand now. Okay. I want to tell you my story. Because you think I was born holding a microphone? And I need you to know the truth.
Tell them, I'm ready. Popcorn ready.
My first teaching demo. I was 20. 2. I had to teach a 15-minute lesson in front of real students. And my supervisor was sitting in the back with a clipboard. A clipboard. Alex. The most scary object in education.
The clipboard of judgment.
The clipboard of judgment. So I prepared. And you know how I prepared? I wrote every single word I would say. 15 minutes? Word for word. Like a movie script. And I memorized it.
Wait. That sounds smart. I was planning to do exactly that. Write every word and memorize.
Of course you were. Everybody does. It feels safe. Like holding a rope. But here's what actually happened. Minute 3 of my lesson. A student asked me a small question. A tiny question. Sorry. What does commute mean? And I looked at him. And I felt the script break in my head. Like a train jumped the track.
The train, from the meeting episode, stay on track.
The same train. It's the same train everywhere in life. Alex, so I tried to jump back to my script. But my brain was showing me a blank page. And I did the worst thing. I started reading my notes. Word for word. Head down. For 10 minutes. The room heard only my voice reading paper.
You became Gary.
I became Gary before Gary existed in our stories. I was the slide reader, the paper reader, the human printer. When I finished, my supervisor wrote one sentence on her clipboard. She showed me. It said, "Next time, talk to us, not to the paper."
Wow. That's kind of beautiful and kind of brutal.
Both. It hurt. And it saved me. Because she was right. A presentation is not a reading. It's a gift you give to people. The paper is just your notes. The people are the point.
Okay, so rule number 1. Don't write every word. But then, what do I write? If I don't write the script, I will say nothing. My brain will be an empty browser.
40. 7 tabs and no music. I remember. Okay. Here's the method. And this is what we're going to build for your presentation today. Instead of a script, you write a map, small notes, keywords, the stops on the journey. For example, for your opening, your note is just 3 words. Hook. Project. Why?
Hook. Project. Why? Okay. And the hook is what? A fishing thing.
A fishing thing. Yes! The hook catches the fish. The fish are your listeners. Sorry. Listeners. You're fish now. The hook is the first sentence that makes people look up from their phones.
What's a good hook for a quarterly results presentation? Hello, everybody. Today I will present the quarterly results. Is not a hook, right?
That's not a hook. That's a sleeping pill. Very polite. Very professional. Very sleepy. Compare it to this. Last quarter, we almost lost our biggest client. Today, I'm going to show you how we didn't.
Oh, wait. I want to know what happened. I wasn't even in the meeting, and I want to know.
Exactly. It's a small story door. Your brain walks through it. You don't need a crazy hook. You need a reason for people to care. A question works too. Raise your hand if you thought this project would be easy. Everybody smiles. Nobody raises their hand. And now they're with you.
I like the question 1. It makes the room move. Okay. So opening. Hook. Then what? The middle. The swamp.
The middle is not a swamp if you have a structure. Look at the big screen behind us. Our 5 friends for today. Clear ideas. Strong structure. Engaging delivery. Confident voice. Real impact. Structure is number 2. And structure is simply this. 3 points. Not 7. Not 12. 3.
Why 3? I have 12 points. All 12 are important. Mark said the report has 12 sections.
The report has 12 sections. The presentation has 3 ideas. This is the biggest mistake smart people make. They think a presentation is the report read out loud. It's not. A presentation is a movie trailer for the report.
A movie trailer. Okay, that's a good picture. The trailer doesn't show the whole movie.
If the trailer shows the whole movie, you stay home and eat snacks. Your job is to make them want the snacks. Wait. No. Your job is to make the ideas land. Choose your 3 biggest ideas for your quarterly results. What are they?
Okay. 1. We grew. 2. We grew because of one specific change we made. 3. Next quarter, we need to do one thing differently.
That's a perfect structure. Growth. Reason. Next step. Past. Present. Future. Everybody, notice what Alex just did. He didn't list data. He told a journey. A story with a direction.
It feels too simple. Honestly. My brain says, add more numbers. Look smart.
Your brain is lying to you. Here's the truth about simple. Simple is not stupid. Simple is strong. Look at your own notebook. Alex, you wrote your own tips this morning. Can I read them?
Please. I felt like a wise man when I wrote them.
Listen to this. Everybody, know your topic. Connect with people. Use simple words. Tell a story. Speak clearly. Alex, you wrote the whole science of public speaking in 5 lines. And then your brain said, but add 12 sections.
My brain is a 12 section kind of brain. It's a curse.
We'll work on it. Okay. Simple words. This is so important in English, especially for our listeners. When you present in a second language, your instinct says, use big words to look professional. So people say things like, we leverage synergistic methodologies to optimize outcomes.
That sentence is a crime. I understood maybe 3 words.
It's a crime with a tie on. Now compare. We worked together, tried new methods, and got better results. Same meaning. One is a locked door. One is an open door. Which door do you want your listeners to walk through?
The open door. Always the open door. Okay, but here's my fear. If I use simple words, will they think my English is basic?
Oh, Alex. No. Listen to me. Nobody in the history of the world has ever left a presentation saying, wow, that was great, but I wish the words were longer. Nobody. People leave saying, that was clear. Or, that was confusing. Clear is the compliment. Clear is the superpower. There's even a nameplate on my desk about this.
Confidence is your superpower. I read it when I sat down. I thought it was about confidence, but you're saying clarity is confidence.
Clarity is confidence. Yes. When you choose simple words on purpose, you sound in control. When you choose big words from fear, you sound nervous. The audience can feel the difference, even if they can't explain it.
Okay. Simple words. Open doors. Movie trailer. 3 points. Hook. My notes are filling up, and I haven't even started writing the presentation.
You're building the map. Now the magic ingredient. The one thing on your notebook that beats everything. Tell a story.
A story. In a business presentation? Isn't that too casual? Mark will be there. The director might be there.
The director is a human too. Humans run on stories, not on bullet points. Data tells, story sells. I don't know who said that, but I'm stealing it forever. Think about Dan.
Dan. The air fryer man.
The air fryer man. Now think. Dan spent 40 minutes telling you about his air fryer. And you still remember it. You remember the features? The brands? The fries. Why? Because he told it like a story. First, I didn't believe it. Then I tried it. Then my life changed. That's a story arc. Dan is accidentally a great presenter.
I'm angry because it's true. Dan accidentally gave a TED Talk about fried potatoes.
An accidental TED Talk. So for your presentation, find one small story, one client, one problem, one moment. For example, let me tell you about one customer, Anna. In January, Anna almost canceled. Here's what changed her mind. One story, and your 12 sections become alive.
Okay. I actually have one. A real one. There was a client who sent us a very angry email in week 2. And by the end of the quarter, that same client sent us a thank. You note, I have both emails.
Alex, that's your hook and your story. Angry email to thank. You email? That's a movie. Open with the angry email. Read one line of it. The room will wake up completely.
Reading the angry email out loud. That's brave. I love it. Dear team, I'm seriously considering ending our contract. Boom. Opening line.
Boom! And then you say, 90 days later. This same client wrote this? And you read the thank. And then you say, today, I want to walk you through what happened in between. Walk you through. By the way, beautiful presentation phrase. Natural. Professional. Calm.
Walk you through. Like a guide. I'm the guide. The emails are the entrance and the exit. And the 3 points are the path.
You're a tour guide with a story. I would join your tour. Okay? So we have opening, structure, simple words, story. Now let's talk about the body. Because the human body, hands, voice, speed. And this is where you and I are very different.
How different.
When I'm nervous, I talk fast. When you're nervous, what do you do?
I also talk fast. And my hands do a small private concert. I watched a video of myself once, and my hands were like 2 birds trying to escape.
The bird hands? Okay. First, speed. Nervous speed is the #1 delivery problem. Because when you speak fast, 3 bad things happen. 1. People can't follow. 2. Your breathing gets shallow, which makes you more nervous, which makes you faster. It's a circle of doom.
The speed doom circle. I know it well.
The fix is not slow down. You can't just slow down. Nervous, you will not obey. The fix is pauses. Planned pauses. You write the pause into your map. After your hook, pause. After each point, pause. After the story, pause. The pause is your friend. The pause says, I'm confident. I'm not running.
But the silence feels so long when you're standing there. Inside my head, the silence is 10 years.
Inside your head? Yes. In the room. It's 1 second. And it feels powerful. Here's a trick. During the pause, do something physical. Look at one person. Smile. Take a small breath. The pause becomes a connection, not a hole. And remember my dad's rule from the negotiation episode. Silence is a sentence.
Silence is a sentence. It worked on the car seller. Maybe it will work on the director.
The director is just a car seller with a better office. Okay. Hands. The bird hands. Here's my trick. Hold something small. A clicker.
No. Not the clicker addiction. I've seen you. I will click 40 times.
Fine. Not the clicker. A pen. Hold a pen. The pen gives your hands a home. Or use gestures on purpose. When you say 3 points, show 3 fingers. When you say we grew, move your hand up. Gestures make your voice alive, and they burn nervous energy.
Gestures burn nervous energy. I like that. My birds become employees.
Your birds get jobs? Perfect! Now, voice. Confident voice. Number 4 on our screen. A confident voice is not a loud voice. It's a voice that lives in the bottom of your chest, not the top of your throat. Nervous voice lives in the throat. It gets thin and high. Try with me. Say, "Good morning, everybody," like a nervous mouse.
Good morning, everybody.
Okay. That was a perfect nervous mouse. I'm so proud. Now from the chest. Imagine you're telling a child a secret. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
Whoa. The second one is a different human. Everybody, did you hear that? Even through the podcast, the second one lands in your body. That's the voice. Alex, that's your presentation voice. You already have it. You just have to visit it on purpose.
I felt the difference in my chest. That's strange and cool. Like the voice has an address. And I moved it downstairs.
The voice moved downstairs. I'm writing that on a mug. Okay. Now, before we build your actual opening, I want to hear the disaster story you've been avoiding. Because you told me on the phone there was a small incident last week during the team call.
Oh no. Okay. Yes. The incident. So, last week, I had to give a 2-minute update on the call. 2 minutes. Nothing. And I thought, I don't need to prepare for 2 minutes.
The most dangerous sentence in presentation history. I don't need to prepare.
So I start talking. Minute 1 is fine. And then, in minute 2, I lose my train. Completely. I stop in the middle of a sentence and say, sorry. I lost my train of thought.
And people say that all the time. It's human. What happened next?
Next, I waited for the train to come back. In silence. On a video call. With 9 people watching my frozen face. The train never came. Somebody kindly said, take your time. And I said, sorry, it's gone. Let's move on. And we moved on. But my soul stayed on the tracks.
Okay. First, I'm laughing with love. because we have all been on those tracks. But second, this is a gift, because now we can talk about rescue phrases. Everybody, write these down. When you lose your train in English, you don't need to die. You need a bridge.
Give me the bridge. My soul needs it.
Bridge 1. Let me just find my place for a second. Calm. Human. Totally normal. Bridge 2. Sorry. I jumped ahead. Let me take one step back. Bridge 3. My favorite. The honest one. You know what? I just lost my train. It happens. Where was I? People love this. It makes you human. And humans are likable.
And the silence? The 9 frozen faces?
The freeze happened because you treated the silence like a crime. Instead, use the pause tricks. Look down at your notes. Smile? Say, let me find my place. And your eyes will find the map. Remember, you have a map now, not a script. A map is easy to read. Enter. A script is impossible to read. Enter. This is another reason the script is a trap.
So the script I was planning would have made the train crash worse. If I lose one word of the script, I lose everything. If I lose one stop on the map, I just look at the map.
Exactly. The map saves your life. Okay. I think it's time.
Time for what?
Time to build your opening? Live. Right now. You. Me. The microphone. We're going to workshop it. Say your opening. The angry email version. I'll be your audience. One slightly judgmental audience member.
Why slightly judgmental?
Because real rooms have one. I'm doing you a favor. Ready? I'm scrolling on my phone. Half? Listening. Like a real colleague. Go.
Ahem. Good morning, everybody. Last quarter, we almost lost one of our biggest clients. This is the first email they sent us. Dear team, I'm seriously considering ending our contract. 90 days later, they sent us this. Thank you for turning things around. We're excited to continue working with you. Today, I want to walk you through what happened in between. 3 things. Exactly.
Okay. Wow. Hold on. I need to stay in character as the judgmental colleague. But I physically cannot. I put the phone down at ending our contract. That's a real hook. Alex, that opening is strong.
Really? The pause after the emails felt long.
The pause was perfect. It gave us time to feel the difference between the 2 emails. And 3 things. Exactly is a beautiful little promise. It tells the brain, relax. This has a structure. This person is a guide.
Okay, I feel a small, warm feeling in my chest. Not the nervous dance. A different one.
That's the confidence arriving. It's quiet at first. Okay, now the middle. Give me point 1. Quickly. Just the shape of it.
Point 1. We grew. Not by accident. We grew because we changed one thing. We stopped answering clients with long emails and started calling them. 5-minute call instead of 5-paragraph email.
And there's your story place. Tell the Anna story right here. The angry email client. Let me tell you about Anna. 30 seconds. One moment. At first, Anna only wrote emails. Cold, short. Then we called her. On the call, we heard something we could never hear in email. She was tired. She didn't want more reports. She wanted one number. Once a week.
Wait. That's true. That's exactly what happened. She wanted one number. Once a week. How did you know?
I didn't. That's the power of the story structure. When you tell one real person's story, the real details come back. And the details are the gold. Data is the skeleton. Details are the skin. Now the room sees a human, not a spreadsheet.
My notes now say, Anna. One number. Once a week. That's the whole point 1. I don't need 12 sections. I need Anna.
You need Anna. Everybody. Please use Anna in your next presentation. I don't know who Anna is in your life, but find her. One real person. One real moment. Okay. Point 2 and 3. Quick shape.
Point 2. The result. Calls saved time. Fewer misunderstandings. And the number you all saw in the report. Point 3. Next quarter. We do the same with our 3 biggest clients. One call, one number. Once a week. And I need your help with the list of clients. That's my ask.
That's my ask. Ooh. Very workplace native. I love it. And notice, you ended with an action. A presentation without an ask is just a speech. You want them to do something. Perfect. Now the closing? How do you close?
I was going to say, so, yeah, that's it. Thanks. Any questions?
So, yeah, that's it. Alex, you built a movie, and then you ended it with a shrug. The closing is your last gift. Return to the beginning. Close the circle. Read the thank. You email again. Or say, 90 days ago. This client wanted to leave. Today? They're our biggest fan. With your help on the client list, we can do this 90 more times. Thank you.
Close the circle. Back to the client. Oh, that feels finished. Like a good meal. Not like a shrug.
A good meal with a dessert. Not a shrug with an exit. Okay. Structure done. Now let's talk about the part everybody fears more than the speaking.
The questions. I knew it. The questions are the monster under the bed.
The monster under the bed. Why? What's the scary version in your head?
The scary version is, somebody asks a question. I don't know the answer. And I stand there. And the director writes something on his paper. A clipboard. Everybody has a clipboard in my nightmare.
The clipboard nightmare. Okay. Let's kill the monster right now. Live. Secret number 1. Nobody expects you to know everything. If you knew everything, you wouldn't need a meeting. Secret number 2. There are rescue phrases for every question situation, and they're easier than you think. Situation 1. You don't know the answer.
Give me the phrase. My soul is ready.
That's a great question. I don't have the exact number with me, but I'll check and get back to you by tomorrow. Done. That's it. That's professional. Not weak? Professional? I'll check and get back to you is one of the most powerful sentences in business English.
From the negotiation episode, get back to you. It's everywhere. It's following me.
It's a useful phrase. It follows everybody. Situation 2. You didn't understand the question? Maybe it was fast. Maybe your ear had a small vacation? You say? Sorry. Could you rephrase the question? Or just to make sure I understand. You're asking about, and you repeat it in your simple words. This is also a magic trick, because while you repeat the question, your brain buys thinking time.
Buying thinking time with my mouth. I like this economy.
The mouth economy. Situation 3. The hard one. Somebody disagrees with you in front of everybody. I don't think this will work. What do you do?
Panic. Cry a little inside. Say you're wrong and run.
All human. All wrong. You do the dance from the meeting episode. That's a fair point. I see it a little differently. And here's why. Or the curious version. Interesting. What makes you feel it won't work? And now they talk. You listen, and the room watches you handle it calmly. Handling disagreement calmly is worth more than any slide.
Okay. But what about the person who asks a question that is actually a presentation? You know this type. Yes, I have a question. And then he talks for 4 minutes about his own opinion.
The question that is a speech? Yes, for that person. You need the polite stop button. You wait for a breath. And you say, that's a really interesting point. And I don't want to use everybody's time. Can we continue one? On one after the meeting? The room will love you. You saved their time. They will mentally clap.
The mental clap. Like the chairs in your empty room.
Exactly like the chairs. Okay. Now, I want to do something fun. A full mini run. You're going to give me point 1. With the Anna story. Standing up. I'll be the whole room. I'll be a good audience. And then, at the end, I'll be Deborah.
Deborah is in the audience. You're putting Deborah in my audience?
Every room has a Deborah. Better to face her here than on Friday. Stand up. Chest voice. Pause. Go.
Okay. Ahem. Point 1. We didn't grow by accident. We grew because we changed one small thing. We traded long emails for short calls. And to show you what I mean, let me tell you about Anna. Anna is a client since 2 years. A client for 2 years. Sorry. In January, Anna only wrote cold, short emails. Then we called her. And on that call, we heard something we could never hear in an email. She was tired. She didn't want more reports. She wanted one number, once a week. So we gave her one number, once a week. That's it. That's the whole strategy. Why are you silent? Is it bad?
I'm silent because I'm feeling the pause like a real audience. That was good. You even corrected since 2 years to, for 2 years like a pro? Which, by the way, listeners, for, with a period of time. For 2 years. Thank you, Alex, for the free gift. But now, Deborah mode. Ahem. Yes. Hi. Deborah. Quick question. You say calls are better, but calls take time. Isn't this just more work for the team? Honestly, it sounds inefficient.
That's a fair point. Calls take time at the beginning. I see it a little differently after the first month, because the calls removed the long email chains. In total, we saved around 2 hours per week, per client. I don't have the exact number for every client with me, but I'll check and get back to you. The short answer is, 1 hour of calls saves 5 hours of emails.
Breaking character? Alex, you used the fair point dance, the simple words, and the get back to you rescue in one answer, under Deborah pressure. I'm genuinely impressed. Deborah is also impressed, but she will never say it.
I felt it. The answer just came because I wasn't searching a script. I was answering from the map. This is what you meant. The map makes you free.
The map makes you free. Put that on the next mug. Okay. Now, before we land, I want to go to the real layer. Because we've been talking about skills, but under all of this, there's the feeling you told me about on the phone. Say it again. For the listeners who feel it too.
Okay. The feeling is, when I present in my language, people judge my ideas. When I present in English, I'm afraid they will judge my English instead. My accent, my small grammar mistakes. And then they will not see the ideas at all. It's like wearing a mask and hoping people see your eyes.
Thank you. That's one of the most honest sentences about accent I've ever heard. And I want to say something. And I want you to really hear it. Your accent is not hiding your ideas. Your accent is proof that your ideas traveled. They crossed a language ocean to arrive in this room. People don't think, oh, his English is imperfect, so his ideas are imperfect. They think, he's doing this in his second language? Respect.
Respect. I think you're right. When I hear somebody present in my language with an accent, I don't judge. I listen harder. I root for them.
You root for them. That's the secret nobody tells you. The audience is always on your side. They want you to win. Nobody sits in a presentation hoping the speaker fails. That person doesn't exist. Even Deborah wants you to win. She just shows it with a hard face.
Deborah roots for me in her own dark way. Okay, I can feel that. The room is not a court. The room is a room of people hoping the next 10 minutes are good.
And you're going to give them a good 10 minutes? With a hook? A map? Anna pauses. Chest voice. and a circle that closes. Now, final challenge. Presentation rapid fire. I give you a disaster. You give me the rescue. Ready?
My sweaty hand is ready. Go.
Disaster 1. You click the slide, and the wrong slide appears? A slide from another presentation. With a photo of your cat?
Potato is not coming to the presentation, but okay. I say, and this, everybody, is my quality control manager. She says, let's move on. And I move on.
You turned potato into a joke and a transition. 10 points. Disaster 2. You're speaking, and you realize you're going too fast.
I stop. I breathe. I say, sorry. I'm excited about this topic. Let me slow down. And I take the pause. The pause is my friend.
I'm excited about this topic is the most charming speed fix in history. Disaster 3. The projector dies. No slides at all. The room looks at you.
No slides? Then I say, perfect. Now it's just us. And I tell the Anna story with no slides. The story doesn't need electricity.
I'm getting goosebumps. Now it's just us. That's a line. That's a real line. Disaster 4. Somebody asks a fast, complicated question? And your ear catches only 50%.
Sorry. Could you rephrase the question? I want to make sure I answer the right thing. And I buy thinking time with my mouth.
The mouth economy is open for business. Last disaster. You finish 8 minutes early. 8 extra minutes. The room is watching. What do you do with the time?
I don't fill it with noise. I say, we have some extra time, so I'd love to hear from you. What's the biggest question this raises for your team? And I let them talk. The presentation becomes a conversation.
Alex? That's not a rescue. That's a master move. You just turned empty time into the best part of the meeting. Okay. Sit down. Drink some water. Because now, you're going to do the full opening one more time. From the top? Like it's Friday. And I'm not going to say anything after. I'm just going to listen like a real room. Ready?
Ready. Chest voice. Map. Anna. Here we go. Good morning, everybody. Last quarter, we almost lost one of our biggest clients. This is the first email they sent us. Dear team, I'm seriously considering ending our contract. 90 days later, the same client wrote this. Thank you for turning things around. We're excited to continue working with you. Today, I want to walk you through what happened in between. 3 things. Exactly. And I'll start with a woman named Anna, who taught us everything.
Okay. I'm not supposed to talk. But I'm breaking my rule. Friday is going to be fine. More than fine. You're going to be the person in the room that people remember. Not because your English was perfect. Because your story was clear. And your voice was yours.
You know what's funny? I started this episode with the stomach dance. And now the dance is smaller. Still there. But smaller. Like potato after dinner. Sleepy. Not scary.
A sleepy potato of nerves. That's the goal. Nerves never fully disappear. They just become sleepy cats in the corner. You prepare. You present. You win. That's the poster. And today, it became true.
I prepare. I present. I win. Okay. But one question. If I win on Friday, do I have to present my win on the podcast?
Absolutely. Episode 30. 4. The Victory Lap. And the Small Talk episode. And the elevator story. We're building a whole universe here.
The universe has a cat, an air fryer, a Deborah, and now an Anna. This podcast is becoming a soap opera.
A soap opera with clear structure, simple words, and a strong hook. Everybody, thank you for listening to episode 30. 3. This week, your homework is tiny and human. Stand in front of a mirror or a cat and say one hook out loud. One hook with a pause. Feel the chest voice. That's it. That's the whole homework.
And if your cat falls asleep, it means your hook needs work. Potato is an honest audience.
The most honest. Until next time. You prepare. You present. You win. And remember, confidence is your superpower. But clarity is your cape.
Good English. Good life. See you Friday. See you next episode.
Bye, everybody. Click.
She clicked the clicker. She really clicked it. Bye.